Pepper says it's time to open up another section in this hoarded basement. It is that time of the week again. It is time to declutter another section in this hoarded basement. And the past few weeks, we've been making amazing progress opening up these areas. This is the front section of the basement, and last time we opened this one up. So I think we're going to work our way back and declutter this. This is all the craft supplies, and I want to organize them in an episode very soon. So since there's so many craft supplies spread all over, I think it's best to organize them back into bins, kind of how we did with the yard sale items. So to get started, I first scan the room and look for the easiest thing to declutter, and that's this right here. I have not bought vinyl in a very long time, so I know that is the first tossy. Same with this. We can absolutely let that go, and also the Dollar Tree bag. And the old wrapping paper, that can go too. Now, underneath of that is where I'm going to start seeing the crafts, right? And a lot of this stuff was from Dollar Tree that I kind of bought last summer in 2021 when it was all still $1. So I think it's best to go pick out an empty bin that we have on the other side of the basement so we can start taking all of these loose craft supplies that are kind of spread all over the place and start organizing them into a bin. And as I'm gathering up all of the craft supplies and putting them in here, I just wanted to tell everyone that it looks like we should be able to have our yard sale this weekend. It's going to be hot, like crazy hot, how we're jumping in temperature, and there are chances of thunderstorms popping up, but I'm just hoping and praying that the weather will hold off as far as the storms go, but we will be toasty for sure. And if you're new to my channel, I'm so glad that you stopped by to check us out. My name is Miss Hart, and I have hoarding disorder. It is a mental disorder, normally alongside anxiety, depression, ADHD, PTSD, OCD, and my life's purpose is to humanize this disorder alongside my little kitty cat, Pepper. And if you've been with me for a while, guess what I found? Ribbon. We haven't found ribbon in a long time. And we have a bin in this back corner that we can put the ribbon into. And moving on, we found a notebook that I'll put upstairs with my other journals and some tulle. Now, as I keep looking at all this stuff, this is all Christmas. And I really wasn't mentally prepared to go through Christmas. A lot of times when I do these videos, I mentally prepare myself for the section that we're going to declutter. So anything that we find that's Christmas, we're going to keep it in this tub because come fall, I want to do a big KonMari method on it. And look what I found. My microphone. I have been looking for this. I didn't know where I set it down, and we found it. So I'm like thrilled that we were able to find that. We also found something else that we can put into the yard sale. I'm going to put this glass vase into that pile. And luckily, I knew where the lid was at. It was on the other side of the basement. So we're going to put it onto the bin so it's secured. And we're also going to label it. That is something my YouTube family has taught me, the importance of labeling. Moving on, we have some thread that we're going to put into our craft supply bin. And this right here was like an old party supply, but honestly, it's a tossy. Same with this mask that's on the floor. And well, the boxes and this candy cane we'll put in the bin. But you know what? This tissue paper, we can absolutely let it go. And this wreath, I really love it. I don't think I'm going to put it in the craft supplies. I think I'm going to bring it upstairs and hang it somewhere right away. On to the next tub, we have this. This bin's kind of overflowing a little bit, so I'm going to go ahead and toss this into that one and try and smush down this thing. Now, the only thing is that I can't find the lid to this tub, so we'll just label it in the meantime. Hopefully, it'll show up in the future. And the green tub underneath of that is empty. I love finding empty tubs. Seriously, I get so happy. And there's a random bag on the floor, and inside of it is, oh, so chair cushions. So why don't we just go right ahead and put that into the yard sale? Same with the flowers, because I'll put the most random things in yard sales and people buy them. It's just best to put it out and see if someone likes it.
All right, so I'm going to pause again because I'm really excited that I found my mic when we were decluttering. Like, I've been looking for this and I'm just excited, but I am going to pause for a second because I had to admit again that I'm a little nervous doing the KonMari method on the crafts. I'm excited to do it, and we are going to do it after the yard sale. I'm only getting a little nervous because my mind's getting a little jumbled. I am ADHD, and it's getting a little jumbled as to how to categorize all of those things because there's so many little things, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, how am I going to sort this? There's so much stuff, and I'm feeling really overwhelmed. So that's why I was just going to ask, like, everybody's opinion. What would be the best way to organize and categorize the craft supplies? I mean, I guess it would be like, you know, scrapbooking could be one. I guess bullet journal would be one, or that might be scrapbooking because it has like the same stuff basically. I do have jewelry making and different things. It's just, I don't know, my mind's getting a little jumbled. So if there's anybody that you recommend to watch on YouTube or have any suggestions or websites, I would just really love to know in the comment section below.
And I just want to thank everyone who gives me guidance and advice on how to become more organized and clean, because honestly, that's the key part of my recovery in hoarding disorder. It is because of all of you. Pepper is also appreciative of it because she is a little minimalist kitty. Okay, so I'm happy that I found some lids back here because the white lid goes on top of this ribbon to keep it sealed. But first, let's move this basket that actually has fabric in it. So I'll put that in a craft bin too. As for the ribbon bin, we're gonna take this out because this is just too big for this, and we're going to put the lid on top of it. And underneath of that are hubby's Christmas jammies. So we're going to put them into these bins because these are hubby's clothes bins that he will be going through in the future. And the bin underneath of that is labeled, and of course it is more craft supplies. Now, I'm so happy I opened this right now because I actually need these window paint markers right now. So I'm just gonna pull it out and bring it upstairs. And I'm glad we found the lid to one of those craft supply bins. And underneath of that, this bin is labeled gift bags. And I was actually looking for this before, and now I know where it's at. So I'm going to move it away from all the craft supply bins for now. Now, this pile that's all the way against this wall, I think what I'm going to do is go through this box right here because honestly, it's all tossy-tossy. I've healed and recovered enough in my hoarding disorder that I don't think we even need to go through the box. We can just throw everything out. I can tell that there's nothing of value inside of this. And I just found these. These were little baby shoes that I was going to save for my baby girl. But since I keep having miscarriages, I'll put them into the yard sale, and hopefully another mommy with her baby girl will be able to use them. And what I'm going to do is take that empty green tub and place it up against here so we'll see it, and take all the craft tub supply bins and put them all in this back area so we know exactly where it's at when we start that KonMari video series soon. And now it's time to start sweeping up this mess on the floor because we actually opened up a nice area. And now I get to show you the tossy pile. It's actually a decent amount because I thought we were going to be focusing more on condensing all the craft supplies, putting them into bins, but we ended up having a nice pile after all. Especially this. This is huge for me because I didn't really go through it. I just knew that it was really old. Most likely, I didn't need it because there's no form of organization to it, and most of the stuff is from 2009. And over here, we have some more yard sale things, the baby shoes. That is a huge step in my recovery. And believe it or not, same with these fabric coasters. They were given to me when we got our first apartment, but I know that I feel good letting it go now. And of course, you know that we are going to be recycling as much as we can. And I'm excited to show you the newly opened up space in the basement. We really opened this area right here. This had so much random stuff thrown in it, and now Pepper can walk all the way to the back. And my hope and my prayer is that this video motivated you to declutter and clean something out today. Know that you can do it too. We can clean alongside each other. It's not scary to declutter. You'll enjoy the new open spaces. And it's also important to go at your own pace. Declutter what feels right in your heart. Don't feel pressured to let go of something you're not ready for. To be successful, we do baby step decluttering and declutter what feels right in our hearts.